First down and 10 at the 40-yard line for Michigan State. Lewerke nears side and knocked down.
Lives Brad Hawkins and Josh Metellus, number 20 and number 14.
Second down and 10 at the 40. Elijah Collins, the pistol back. They'll give it to him, and he's ambushed before he can get back to the line. The sophomore from Plymouth.
Check out Hutchinson from this right side, Gus. He's just going to squeeze right down the line of scrimmage, and the pulling guard.
McGrone, they say that they're future stars for this Michigan team. 3rd and 9 at the 41. Lewerke fires over the middle and caught for first down.
#1 athlete coming out of the Midwest. This is that bracket coverage on the outside there in man. Did you see how he worked? And Barnett makes the catch.
First down and 10 at the 46. Empty backfield for Brian Lewerke. Here he is to the sideline. Incomplete.
By creating crossing routes and also taking the seam and going vertical right up the field.
2nd and 10 at the 46. Collins. No jitterbug.
And Quiddipe and Aiden Hutchinson, those are your 4 defensive quote-unquote linemen. They're all ends. This is a small, fast lineup for Michigan just to get after the passer.
3rd down and 7. At the 43, Lewerke caught.
Play creates 4th down.
Spartans need a yard. Lewerke looking for the first down, and he has it plus some.
Play watches the wide receiver, this little H-back. He's going to take off in motion, and that creates a little bit of indecision, and now Lewerke can get up the field, find the conversion.
First down at the Michigan 30 for Michigan State. Lewerke down the seam, caught.
Cody White is the most dangerous player Michigan State has on the outside, and he does a marvelous job of getting into the seam, creating some space away from Ambry Thomas. And
first down and goal at the 1. Elijah Collins, the deep back for Michigan State. Play fake. Lewerke wide open touch
against these Wolverines.
1st and 10 at the 25 for Lewerke. Hands it off. Elijah Collins bottled up and taken down.
You got to at least assume, Gus, that was verbal and not something that he did from an actions standpoint.
Officials calling it tight early. First down. They'll run the end around, and it's Elijah Collins.
But with stunts up front, twisting him, sliding him down gaps. He's been certainly a great player for them.
Lewerke pumps it, drops it down underneath. Nice move by Cody White. Still on the run, and Cody White.
Very clear, Gus, they're going to call it so tight here.
Brandon Wright running it this time. He'll gain a yard, maybe on the play.
Up, get those emotions out of this game so that we're just playing football from here on out.
Cleveland Browns' Myles Garrett just lost his mind. Suspended for the rest of the season for the Cleveland Browns. 2nd down and 8. And they'll run it with Wright. And Wright runs right into the outstretch.
Watch as they twist. You got 4 of them in the game. All of these guys are defensive end. Fast players are going to stunt. They're going to twist. Try to get pressure on the quarterback before he gets the ball away.
Lewerke, quick release, close to the first down, and he has it. Great read by Brian McGrone.
Well, they're doing a great job. See, you're going to get the twisting and everything from the linemen, but they're getting the ball out of Lewerke's hands quickly. So this is the bracket coverage. You've got inside and out. Just run a little hitch, and it's an easy completion.
On first down, Lewerke keeps it, and he'll get back to the down. 2nd down and 9 at the 49. Collins can't wiggle through the hole. Michael Don.
It looks like they're in brackets down here on the bottom. There's another bunch set.
3rd down and 7. Lewerke sprinting out, fires, incomplete.
Cole is a guy, he's on the outside, on the inside, number 30, and he's going to have anybody coming on that corner route. He's got Cody White, and he's there to not.
First down and 10 of the 19. Lewerke handing it off to Elijah Collins, and Collins
to get the ball out of Lewerke's hands quickly on something short. 2nd
and 9 at the 20. Lewerke, here's a short pass. That one sailing high. Matt.
In order to beat this, they have worked the middle of the field with number 2, Julian Barnett.
3rd down and 9 at the 20. Michigan State 2 of 5 on 3rd down conversions. Lewerke backpedaling, incomplete. Inside the 10.
Well, you're going to get the crossing route from this side. And Michigan State is very lucky.
Head injury, Gus.
Okay, Jenny, thank you very much. First down and 10 at the 25 for Michigan State. Lewerke rolls out of the pocket, looks, throws deep, down the field, incomplete, but a flag.
In the booth, trying to establish whether it happened or not. They established that it did not. And Dean, we always appreciate your help, man. Thank you.
First down and 10 at the 40-yard line for the Spartans. Lewerke winds up, deep ball, short. Second down and 10. Lewerke keeps it, and he's gobbled up in the backfield.
Elements, and he's going to have to be great here because this is exactly when they get into that pass rusher situation. Here's Metellus. He'll be the deep safety on this play.
Third down and long. Lewerke, and it's intercepted by Thomas.
This was woefully short as he's trying to get Julian Barnett on the outside. Decent coverage, a lot of contact as there's been all day long, but that ball is severely short from Lewerke. Fluttered again, unable to get the spiral that he needs to get the ball down.
Lewerke at his own 25. Throws on first down. Underneath, caught. Whoa, what a hit there, Khaleke Hudson.
Khaleke Hudson, the Viper back. Here's Mosley, the true freshman. Head to the side. He's below the head or neck area. Boy, that's a pretty veteran move right there. I mean, yeah, that was a big hit, but he did absolutely everything right.
Second and 10. And they'll run it. Collins. Long jump in track and field coming out of high school. So he can move 4x100 at 277.
So basically your quarterback's worst nightmare. Got it.
Exactly. Third down and 6 at the 29. Lewerke in trouble. Lewerke dives. And he'll be close.
I don't think he got it. He needed on territory.
At his own 34. 4th and 1. Here's Lewerke running it, and he'll pound it forward and pick up the first down.
Design run, and it's the same type of set where they're trying to bring somebody across the formation, get horizontal stretch from the Michigan defense, and then
Collins trying to break three. Cameron McGrone.
Game started now at the Mike linebacker position this year for the sophomore from Indianapolis.
Second and 7. And Lewerke running the reverse with Barnett. Barnett, oh, beautiful run as he just run at midfield for Michigan State. Lewerke steps up in the pocket, throws, nice.
We're in the pocket, and you got the tight end who's going to go up on a kind of a corner route. There's Seibert, and he finds the space, and Lewerke before that completion right there.
First down at the 30, now near side, Cody White. And he's dragged down immediately.
Distance of their rival here in the third quarter.
Second down and 11 at the 31. Lewerke under pressure. Here's a screen. Caught. And a tackle broken. Collins.
Frustration pointed at his head to one of his teammates, but it appears he's trying to convince the medical staff he's good to go. But
substitution. The defense had 12 players in formation. The 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
This was some kind of game for the Spartans. They got to get into the end zone.
First down at the 18. Lewerke looking. Drops it off near side. Cody White and Ambry Thomas.
It's something that I'm sure they'll be looking at. They've also got one-on-one on the bottom of the screen.
Second down and 9. Lewerke, and Lewerke gets to the line of scrimmage.
One guy in a hitch, somebody else to the corner of the end zone.
Maybe 4-down territory for the Spartans. 3rd and 8. Lewerke, incomplete. Trenton Gillis.
Put anything on the ball. Watch McGrone, who's right here, and he knocks Seibert right back into the lap of Lewerke, but Lewerke has got to rivalry games. Aiden Hutchinson back in the game.
First down and 10 at the 25. They fire it out to the far side. Collins. And Collins drives in there. Lewerke Shovel pass forward. And Gillison.
This few years with Jim Harbaugh here at Michigan, they've been more of a factor. The fact is they just haven't been able to beat Ohio State, and that's what you got to do here.
I just don't agree with that. I think it's delusional to expect Michigan to beat Ohio State coming from what Jim Harbaugh inherited. 3rd down and 2 at the 44. It takes time, Collins. But you're not going to find a better coach.
This 4th downs, what they've done is they've brought that wide receiver in motion. They've get that little zone read, and then it's been Lewerke on the carry.
Collins, the pistol back. And some movement. Wolverines think it's against the Spartans.
False start. Offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
A.J.R. Curry. He's that left tackle, clearly jumps. They were bringing that motion. They were going to do that same concept, but now they're forced to punt. They had success on the 2 pre.
If the Wolverines can get out of here with a victory, that game is huge. And the Hoosiers will be ready. 1st and 10 at the 25. Lewerke over the middle and caught. Nicely done, Cody White.
Michigan has been double teaming Cody White, trying to take him away from this pass offense. But now there's just kitchen sink time for Michigan State. They got to drop back and they got to sling it.
1st down. Lewerke sprinting out of the pocket and it's intercepted. Laverne Hill.
As we got some fireworks here near the Michigan bench, pushing and shoving. But he doesn't get the ball out in front of Cody White. This ball has got to be led outside, because as soon as that receiver has to reach back over his right shoulder, there's the tip. Hill is right there, and Laverne Hill, 3rd interception of the year. And Michigan seems to be pouring it on now. This team.
For Brian Lewerke and the Spartans. Down 37 to 10. Lewerke, he'll run it. And slides down at the 30-yard line.
Today, with the interception issues here in the 2nd half.
2nd down and 6. 3 picks last week. 2 picks today. Cody White with the catch.
They do with as much speed and with the size that they put on the field.
1st and 10 at the 36. Lewerke dropping back, steps up, sliding. And throws as he's hit, incomplete.
Defense, so he tries to play into their hands by putting more rushers on the field, more defensive backs on the field, and let their speed take over like you're seeing right here.
Lewerke, incomplete.
Pay 19, 97, Aiden Hutchinson. These are 4 defensive ends in the football game, and they're just in there to get after the passer.
Lewerke fires and incomplete. Cody,
no call on that running into the punter there.
8:20 to go. Lewerke to throw it, and Lewerke is sacked.
Grumble, and why they get frustrated is the height at which they were at, you know, from 2013 to 2015.
Lewerke completing it on the run to Seibert. And you have a philosophy.
And right now, Michigan State has been in a downturn when it comes to the recruiting process. They don't quite have the players they had in those few years where they were making the college football playoff and winning Big Ten championships. And I think part of that, to lose that game in order for it to go the way that it did. And then today in the 2nd half, it's just been more of the same.
1st down at the 14. Lewerke under pressure. And he'll run it out of bounds as he crosses.
So many veteran players, and then they've been ravaged by injuries, and they've been turning the football over, and it just has not gone their way.
Lewerke. And he's sacked again. 3rd sack of the day. This time it's Carlo Kemp.
Good football. Kemp is going to come around. He's sitting in there at the defensive tackle spot, and he comes all the way around on a little bit of a stunt, and he comes around the right side of the offensive line, and he gets to Brian Lewerke, who has to go down again. And Lewerke has got Notre Dame. They put it on him here. Michigan State rolls in, and they're putting it on him here. They hope that that trend continues in 2 weeks.
And the ball complete. Gillison, he stood up and taken backwards. And